So, you've got this amazing idea, right? Something you think could really change things. Well, today we're going to talk about how to protect that idea right here in India. We're breaking down the Patents Act of 1970, giving you a clear roadmap from that spark of genius to a totally protected invention. Ready? Let's get into it.
So let me just ask you this. Ever had that aha moment? You know, that light bulb just goes off, and you've got an idea that you know could change everything, or at least your little corner of the world. Yep, you're in exactly the right place.
Look, any great idea needs protection. It's just that simple. And here in India, that protection comes from a really important piece of legislation, the Patent Act of 1970. The best way to think about it? It's the official rule book, the playbook that makes sure all your hard work and your brilliant mind get the credit and the legal muscle they absolutely deserve.
Okay, but hold on a second. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we have to tackle the big question first. Is your idea legally an invention? Because you see, the law has a super specific definition, and getting your head around that is without a doubt the most important first step you'll take.
Right. So for your idea to even be in the running for a patent, it's got to check 3 really important boxes. First, it has to be brand new. And I mean completely new. Never been published, never been used in public, anywhere in the world. Second, it has to have something called an inventive step. We'll get to that in a sec. And third, it needs to have an industrial application. Basically, can it actually be made or used in the real world? Those are the 3 big pillars, and you'll find them right there in Section 211J of the Act.
So what on earth is an inventive step? Honestly, just think of it as the wow factor. It's the part that's not obvious. Your idea can't just be a simple little tweak that anyone who knows the field would go, oh yeah, that's the next logical step. No. It has to be a real leap forward, a genuine technical advance on what's already out there. Or it has to have some serious economic significance. That's the magic ingredient that separates a real invention from just a small improvement. All right, time for a little reality check. As much as the law wants to encourage you to invent cool new stuff, it also draws some pretty firm lines in the sand. The truth is, not every great idea can be patented, so let's take a look at what's off limits.
Yeah, the law is crystal clear here. You can't just go and patent a fundamental scientific principle, like discovering gravity or E equals mc squared. Same goes for things like a new method for surgery. But here's where it gets interesting for a lot of people. Computer programs per se are on the list. Now, that little phrase, per se, is key. It means the code just by itself. And it's not because code isn't valuable, it's just protected in a different way, usually by copyright. Same goes for art and music. It's all laid out in Section 3 of the Act if you want to dig in.
Okay, so you've done your homework, you've checked all the boxes, and you're pretty sure your idea is a genuine patentable invention. That is awesome. So what now? How do you actually apply? Let's walk through the process.
Now, I'm not going to lie. Your application has to be super detailed. First, you have to describe your invention so clearly that another expert in your field could read it and build it themselves. No secrets. Second, you have to share the absolute best way you know of to make it work. And finally, and listen up because this is the most important part, you have to write your claims. Think of the claims as drawing a fence around your property. They are the exact legal boundaries that define what you protect.
And this really gets to the heart of the whole patent system. It's a bargain, right? A deal. You, the inventor, agree to teach the world your secret. You lay it all out there. In exchange for that full disclosure, society, through the government, gives you a temporary monopoly, a limited time where you're the only one who can profit from it. It's a beautiful trade-off, really.
Okay, so you've poured your heart and soul into that application, and you've hit submit. So what happens now? Well, don't pop the champagne just yet. It's not a patent overnight. Your application is about to start a whole new journey through publication and examination.
So let's map this out. Everything kicks off on your filing date. That's a super important day because it sets your place in line. Then, fast forward about 18 months and your application gets published. Yep, the whole world can see it. After that, an expert patent examiner takes a look. They're like a detective, checking everything against the law. Is it new? Is there an inventive step? If you pass that tough inspection, then you can celebrate. Your patent is granted. But here's a really cool and important detail. Your rights actually change as you go through this process. See, once your application is published, you get something called provisional rights. And this is huge. It means that if your patent does get granted later, you can actually go back and claim damages from anyone who was copying your invention from the moment it was published. It's like a retroactive shield. But you only get the full power to actively stop people in their tracks once that patent is officially granted. Okay, let's get to the good stuff, the finish line. You've navigated the whole system, you've passed the examination, and your patent is officially granted. So, what's the prize? What's the reward for all that hard work?
The number you need to burn into your brain is 20. 20 years. That's how long your patent protects your invention. And here's the crucial part. That 20-year clock starts ticking from the day you first filed the application, not the day it was granted. We're talking 2 full decades of exclusive rights.
And what does exclusive rights really mean? It's simple. It's the power to say no. A patent gives you the legal muscle to stop anyone, and I mean anyone, in India from making, using, selling, or even importing your invention unless you say it's okay. You hold all the cards. You are officially in the driver's seat.
You know, the whole point of the patent system isn't just about protecting this one idea. It's about creating an environment that encourages you to come up with the next big idea and the one after that. So with your creation now safe and secure, there's really only one question left to ask yourself. What are you going to build next?